Hello again, everybody. So, my last video I think was troops, and I'm going to move on to elites now. Um, with our elites, they're really meant to go out and kill. They're not defensive units, just like everything else in our codex. They're really aggressive. What I usually take for elites, if I take any elites at all, is I take Trueborn. And what I do is I take, depending on who I take as an HQ, if I take Duke Sliskus, then I take 9 Trueborn and a Raider. And if I just take a Succubus or an Archon, then I put full squad of 10 in a Raider. And I give them, I think you can give them up to 2 Splinter Cannons. So I give them the 2 Splinter Cannons, and then I give them the Shard Carbines, and I just fly them around in the Raider and shoot at stuff. Um, Something I want to point out, I used to take them, the Raider with Splinter Axe, before I realized that that only affected Splinter Rifles and Pistols. In case you'd make that same mistake, you can only use the Splinter Axe with Splinter Rifles and Pistols, so don't take that upgrade with the Raider. What I usually put on it is, I really don't bother with Night Shields, um, or really any upgrades on it, just because you're 18 inches, you have an 18-inch range with the Shard Carbines, so chances are you're going to be close enough for them to shoot at you with stuff that'll be able to take down your Raider. Flicker fields are pointless because you should always at least shuffle the Raider a little bit, just even if it's only an inch or two, just so you get the jink. Um, if you're playing like Tau or Noise Marines or something who have a lot of weapons that ignore cover, then I would take Flicker fields, not just on the Raider for them, but for all your vehicles, just because jink is a cover save and they have a lot of weapons that ignore cover saves. Occasionally, I'll try some Blood Brides, just if I want to try something different and mix it up. And what I do with them is I'll take a Succubus or an Archon, and then take 9 Blood Brides, give 3 of them Hydra Gauntlets, give them all Haywire Grenades, give them the Siren, I think Siren with Phantasm Grenade Launcher and a Venom Blade. And then put them in a Raider without any upgrades as well, and fly them around. But really, I don't use elites that much. I can see where you'd use elites with a Coven army, but I don't have a Coven army. The other elites I would use, I use occasionally, I don't have the models, but sometimes I'll proxy, is Incubi. Um, Really, their Incubi are a great retinue for your Archon if you decide to take an Archon, which I really don't because it's too many points for me. But if I do decide to take an Archon, like if I'm playing 2,000 points or something big, then I take an Archon and put him in a Venom with 4 Incubi. Clavexes, you can take them if you'd like, but I really wouldn't waste the points. I would give your Archon a Phantasm Grenade Launcher, and a Husk Blade and Soul Trap, and then a Shadow Field, and I would just call that good, because then he'll give the squad the Assault and Defense Grenade, so you can assault through cover, and then while you're assaulting through cover, with the new defense grenades, I think I've covered it in a past video, if the unit shooting at you is within 8 inches, then you have stealth, so with them, the tactic is you try and charge a unit in ruins, and then so you charge through the ruins. You would normally attack an initiative 1, but because of the Phantasm Grenade Launcher, you don't, and you're also getting like a 3-up cover save against their Overwatch. So, which you already have a 3-up armor, so it doesn't matter a whole lot, but with the Incubi anyway, and you want them in front as a meat shield. But other than that, I really don't take any elites that I can think of at the moment. So yeah, that's about it. The thing, what I usually do with the Trueborn is will put them in the Raider, and I'll put it right up on the deployment line behind a piece of cover if I can, especially if I'm not going first. and then you just move it. It depends on how close your enemy deploys to you. You can either move it 12 inches and take snapshots, or move it or turbo boost it behind another piece of cover and pop it out next turn closer. You'd be surprised at how far 18 inches really is. You can be pretty far away. Especially, it's nice because it's an open-topped vehicle, the Raider, so you can measure from the tip of the shock prow if you really want to, anywhere on the vehicle. Um, they say from the hull, so you can argue that the shock prow is the hull, but well, it's not actually a shock prow. But I usually don't need to. So that's really about it. Actually, there's I take snipers. I turn Trueborn into snipers. You give them 2 Dark Lances. You take 3 Trueborn, which is the smallest amount you can take, and you give them 2 Dark Lances, and that's 86 points. And I usually, if I do that, I take 2 squads of them because it's pretty cheap, kinda. And then you put them up on, like, in a building somewhere and kind of create a crossfire. Or you try and put, if you only take one, somewhere in the middle in a tower or something would be ideal. And 36 inches, strength 8 AP2 Lance. They're like an anti-tank unit from far away, or you can just instant kill paladins if you're playing Grey Knights, or other things. You can insta kill Marines. They're not going to get armor saves. You can kill normal Terminators. They won't get armor saves. So those are pretty nice. But that's about it for elites. So I'll see you guys next time with Fast Attack.